Hello and welcome to another episode of All Sports Takes. Today we're going to be going over our Thursday night football predictions between the Bills and the Texans for week 12. John, before we do that, let's recap week 11 a little bit. We had two differential games, the Bears and the Vikings and the Seahawks and the Rams. John, you want to go over those?
So 9, also known as JJ McCarthy, shit the bed and lost. And then Sam Darnold reported to his old self on the Jets, shit the bed and lost. So
Both of the games
that's
were
pretty,
extremely close though.
yeah, they were close. They were close. Bears game winning touchdown. Seahawks missed the game winning field goal.
Bears
It was a close
game-winning
game.
field goal. Seahawks missed the game-winning field goal.
No, it wasn't. It was a touchdown. Maybe I'm
No,
tripping.
it was a field goal. The Vikings had driven down with nine,
Yeah.
scored a touchdown to make it 17-16,
Yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
who knows, Cairo Santos.
Drop if you like 9 in the comments.
Nine. Yeah,
So
I have
corny,
his
bro.
alter ego. It comes out. His name's Nine. I swear the Vikings should have won that. Anyway, Andrew went 8, I went 8-7. John went 10-5. Our total records is I'm 104, 59-1. John is 105, 58-1. So John is pulling
Close.
ahead, 1 game lead.
Yeah, only one game. Shit's been changing every week, so
And I think that we will have some differential picks this week. I'm excited. But before we do that, we need to address Thursday night football between the Bills
yeah.
and the Texans. The Bills obviously having a great week last week. They pulled out a win against the Bucks in a shootout in Buffalo, like John and I both predicted. And then the Texans barely squeaked out a win against the Titans. Not a great win to have.
Barely. Yeah.
But with that being said, Texans are 5-5, Bills are 7-3. This could be a pretty good Thursday night football game, and I expect it to be one. John, what is your prediction for this game?
Yeah, I think the Texans defense has really stepped up, when the offense hasn't been doing that good all season with Davis Mills or CJ Stroud. And the Bills, they've lost a couple games they shouldn't have. But I think they're still a really good team. Last week their offense went crazy. Josh Allen put up 6 touchdowns, lead them to the win against the Bucks. So it'd be hard for me to pick against the Bills here, which I will not be doing. I'm gonna take the Bills here. It will be a close game. I think it'll be a one-score game, low scoring, 23-18 for me.
I got the Texans as having one of the best defenses in the NFL. Simultaneously, they have Davis Mills as their starting QB. Now, I have been really good at picking the Texans, and they have won the games when I picked them. With that being said, when I pick against the Bills, usually they win. When I pick with the Bills, usually they lose. But you'd be crazy not to go with the Bills here, especially if the game they had last week. I have the Bills winning 24-14 in this one. I like the Texans being able to stop the Bills. I think we might have like a 10-7 at half. Bills being up, and then the Bills come away with it, getting an early second half touchdown and a late fourth quarter touchdown. I think that James Cook will probably have himself a good game here. I don't think he'll have a lot of yards, but I expect him to have like 2 touchdowns if anybody's a James Cook fantasy owner. Um, I like Woody Marks a little bit in this game. I don't know how much I trust Davis Mills, uh, or this Texans team, to be fair, though, so I wouldn't bet on this Texans offense. However, John and I think, or John, do you have any fantasy recommendations?
I don't know. This is a pretty interesting week. I don't really see anyone putting up a lot of fantasy points. Maybe the kickers. I think there could be a decent amount of field goals, to be honest. But I don't think there's going to be a crazy breakout, crazy amount of points scored by any player, to be honest.
I will note that most sports betting places have the Bills as 5.5 point favorites, and the over/under for total points scored being 46.5 or 43.5 is the other one that I'm seeing. John and I both have the Bills easily covering this spread. And we also have the game, both of our scores have the game being under the overall point total. So
Oh yeah.
I would look at that if you were looking maybe Moneyline Bills. It's kind of a lame bet, but Moneyline Bills and under that points total.
I don't know. This is a risky game to bet on. Personally, I will not be spending my last $10 on this game.
I think I would do under the points total in this game if I was to choose any bet.
Yeah,
But I wouldn't bet on
that's
this
true.
game either. I think this is a little bit of an interesting one.
Yeah.
John, if the Bills lose this game, I know you're going to be rooting for the Texans because if the Bills lose this game, the Patriots are going to be in a great position to take this division.
Yeah, we're already pretty much like locked in at first. I mean, we got a couple tough games
That's not,
remaining, but
that's not true.
I we are not like actually locked in, but like I
Because
we don't really have.
if you lose to 9 this weekend,
Okay.
I'm talking about the real 9 and Joe Burrow because he might be coming back. If you lose to 9 this weekend, then you're sitting at 9-3. Bills win this game. Suddenly, you're only a half a game ahead.
Yeah, well, we're just not losing this week. So as I was saying, I think we have this first place pretty much on lock. So I'm not really too worried. We play the Bills again. We got the Ravens, and that's really about it as far as hard games go. So I'm not really too scared. I mean, even if the Bills do win, I think we easily maintain this first place lead. Not really too
Hmm.
threatened by the Bills.
Well, anyway, anything else you want to add to this game, John?
Um, Enjoy watching it, and I hope y'all enjoy it.
Amen, brother. Amen. Thank you guys for watching as always. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you for our full week 12 predictions. It's going to be an interesting one with a lot of differentials. That should be posted on Friday, probably. And we will be excited to see you then. Isn't that right, John?
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for watching.
Deuces.
Deuces.